Biggest red flag, specifically in a guy, he doesn't have any guy friends.
Oh,
What does that
is
mean?
that common?
Or like they don't have a very good like social circle.
Have you ever encountered that before?
Yes, I have.
Oh, wow. What was he like?
Flaky, but like very emotionally immature.
How could he be flaky? He has no friends.
Yeah, exactly. Jay, Teresa.
Well, welcome to Papa Squad Podcast. My name is Ivan.
My name is Tariq, and what's your name?
Jay.
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 Okay, lovely to meet you, Jay. Today's topic is red flags and green flags. So if I were to ask you, what comes to mind when you think of a red flag? What comes to mind?
Men.
Men in general. Okay, understood.
What is it about us?
She understood the assignment.
Men are just a bit thick sometimes.
I agree.
Not in a good way, right? Like
No, definitely not in a
thick
good
in the wrong
way.
areas. Like
Thick in
thick
the
in
wrong,
the head.
thick in the head.
Yeah. Okay. So you said you were seeing someone recently, right?
Yes.
Is this a man?
Yes.
So despite saying all that, you're seeing a new guy. Is he thick in the head or is he all right?
He's a bit too much like me. So
Oh,
it's
really?
really fun so
Okay.
far.
In what way are you guys similar?
Same sense of humor, really passionate about his field of work, and he puts in a lot of effort to get to know my field of work, which is
Okay.
a huge green flag.
Okay, so yeah, you described a few there. The other one was great sense of humor.
Yeah.
Any others besides, I know we can be thick.
Good dress sense.
Oh, okay, that's important to you. I like your outfit as well, by the way.
That was close.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Patagonia side bag plus, is that Patagonia as well?
Plus the
We were
taekwondo
actually-
outfit. Yeah.
We were actually at Fashion Week last week.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
You can't just tell. Look at him. Man.
No.
Good drip. Oh, nice shoes.
Thank
Oh
Thank
yeah.
you.
Respect. New Balance is in. I heard. So.
I know.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
out of stock, actually.
Out of stock? Okay. So you got the rare drop. So like you're a new guy that you're dating. Were you worried at first? Like how'd you meet? Like were you like
We met on Hinge.
and Hinge, right? So I was gonna say a lot of people are meeting this way. A lot of people are very quick to dismiss people like on dating apps like, oh, red flag, red flag, red flag. Was there anything in your conversation or his profile that you saw where you're a bit sus about, but then
So I actually live in Melbourne.
Oh, okay.
I'm only up here for the weekend.
Okay.
And we matched a couple of weeks after I moved to Melbourne.
oh, you're originally
And
from Sydney?
I'm originally from here.
Okay.
I wanted to go out with. There's a guy walking past us right now that I went on a date with.
He was a big red flag.
He was the guy in the blue shirt.
I should think he recognized you as well.
His friend was looking at us and smiling.
Did he have the fitness first backpack?
What were his red flags?
Investment banker.
Oh, surely you knew that before
I
you went
agree
on a
with you.
date
I
with
agree
him.
you.
He's
Have you
just
give him a
really
try?
hot.
It was really hot.
He was really hot. I think he knows who he is too. So shout out John.
Shout out to
Oh,
John.
sorry, John.
Big viewer.
She doesn't like you. She's found someone else now. Melbourne
What
boy.
is it about investment bankers? They are.
No time
No
and
time.
no personality.
I agree. I went on a date with an investment banker
I'm
before.
so sorry.
Yeah, I know. She like replied once every 4 days. I was like, oh, yeah, everything's fine.
Second date.
We went on a second date, yeah. And it was actually, I thought, okay, like every time we hang out, she gives me like all her undivided attention, like many hours, and it's
Uh-huh.
like great time. When we text later, yeah, it's
Did she
just,
ghost you?
It's dire. No, we had like a talk about it. And
No. I ghosted her.
It was mature.
That's so mature.
She even cried. No, but we talked about
After 2 dates, she cried.
it. Yeah, 2 or 3, yeah.
Red flag.
And a red flag. yeah, that's why we broke up. No. In the end of the day, I think investment bankers, they're married to their career
Yeah.
a little bit. And
Well, they're in it definitely for the money.
have you been seeing many red flags on, say, Hinge when you were browsing through it?
Well, I'm very open to the red flags because I was very open to the red flags because I just moved to Melbourne, right? I was
Okay.
in a new city. I
I'll
was
take
like,
what I can get.
Fuck.
Wait, so you like dropped your standards and you're just willing to meet people.
My standards were already pretty low. I'm gonna be pretty honest.
Every girl.
So
on
she moved to
Hinge.
Melbourne.
So I moved to Melbourne, where every guy has a seedy mo and a bad mullet.
Oh,
and
yes.
Footy is a person.
No.
He doesn't
It's
have
a baby mullet. It's good. Yeah.
And footy is a personality trait,
yeah.
but like the AFL, not
Not the good footy.
rugby.
Yeah.
So a hot topic. That could get you into a bar fight. That could
I
get
know,
you
I
king
know,
hit
I know.
in
I know.
Melbourne.
That's why I live here.
Are you into any sports at all?
I do taekwondo.
Oh, very
I'm
cool.
on my way to taekwondo.
Oh, okay. Damn.
I'm not in a rush because I don't want to work out today.
Okay. You want to
Yeah.
kick this podcast down. I have no idea what's going on.
Okay. You give off a vibe of you're very passionate about what you do and you appreciate it when others are. In other aspects of life, like fitness, mental health, or things like cooking, are there other red flags, green flags in those domains for you?
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's actually on my Hinge profile. That's still up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Pull it up, Jamie.
Oh, like the prompt.
Yeah,
My
like
green
the-
flags are, yeah, okay.
Why do you still have your Hinge profile, man?
She's in.
Sorry, Gid. I know your Hinge profile's still up too.
Oh, they've got to come down together.
You're not
They
committed.
do. They
Yeah.
have to. We have to have a conversation
You have
about it.
a hinge removal ceremony or something. Maybe.
Well, literally, he dropped me off at the airport this morning.
Yeah.
I only just flew in. He dropped me off at the airport this morning, and last night he was like, "Oh, I like you. We should hang out more." And I was like, "Yeah." we
Oh, so
should
you're
hang
at
out
that
more."
stage. Okay.
Yeah,
Delete your
I'm at
hinge
that
then.
stage.
All right.
Delete your hinge.
Oh!
My profile says whatever you're passionate about or really into at the moment, because a lot of like teach me something about, because I feel like people naturally talk about what they're really into really enthusiastically, and you can tell if someone's like half-assing their response
No, I
based
agree.
on how enthusiastically they respond to you about it.
Yeah.
And if they'll just yap on, then I'm like, okay, so you're really into it.
Or if they're a boring person, they're just like, oh, I gotta
I'm really
work.
into the footy.
Yeah, exactly. Shouts to Melbourne, man. Yeah.
Melbourne.
But if you can tell they're really into footy, do you like that, or it's like it's got to be things that match your vibe as well?
Well, I'm really into taekwondo.
Right.
It's
But I
Taekwondo and
feel
Nick,
like-
maybe.
It's taekwondo and ick. Look, it might be.
Don't know
but,
how to
like,
punch.
Based off.
God. I'm joking. It's okay. It's a real martial art. Just kick me in the head.
No, sorry, these legs are legal weapons.
His skull's too thick, right? He's a
Yeah.
guy.
That's right. Head's too thick.
What was the question?
I don't know, but I could think of another question if you want. The other question was, do you think red flags are exclusive to relationships, or can they be with like friends as well?
No, I think you can have red flags with friends. Like, do you realize how, as we grow up, our friendship circles tend to thin out a little bit?
I've noticed.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
Okay, we're
So
I'm
you're
25,
ancient.
27.
I got called old the other day, so I do feel a bit ancient.
Has your herd of friends kind of thinned out a little bit?
Well, yeah, because I feel like
Because of red flags.
People
Because
reveal
of red
their
flag-
true nature.
I call friendship red flags just like protecting my peace. Why would I choose to keep that friend in my life if they don't make me feel good, they don't look after me, they don't have my best interest at heart?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I have all of those things from my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
It's
they
a value.
inherently.
Sorry, you go.
I think they're a little bit different, right? The red and the green flags between friends
for
and
friends.
relationships. I think because your red flag for your friend can't be like, oh, he kisses me weird, like, you know what I mean?
Well, obviously not.
Yeah,
But
exactly,
it's-
yeah.
No, it can be stuff like, well, I think like green flags for a friend is something as little as like you're all meeting up and a friend says, oh, like I was at the shops and I noticed, this was on special. I know you really like him, and they buy something for you. It's like they definitely don't have to do that, and it's
Yeah.
almost something that a partner would do for you.
Yeah.
But a friend doing that for you is like it's almost like because they didn't have to, and because you just have a friendship with them, it makes it so much more special.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think like there's a difference between an ick and a red flag?
I think ick is so blown out of proportion right
Is it
now.
overblown? Like
I
people
think
doing
it's
it?
pretty blown out. Like,
Yeah.
have you seen that TikTok trend where girls are changing the boy's contact name on their phone to the ick that they gave
Ah,
them?
right. Yeah. I've seen that.
That's so mean.
Yeah.
I think it's
Have you ever done that?
No.
Okay, good.
I just don't save their names on
It's
my
just
phone.
hinge thought or whatever his name is.
Plus
your current
6-1
guy.
for.
X name brackets hinge. is
bracket
my-
investment banker bracket never call again. Is that kind of accurate? Okay.
I'm gonna remove him as a follower on Instagram after this.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's blown out of proportion, and I think it's different because I personally think you can overlook an ick if you like someone,
Yeah.
for sure.
because an ick is just like
It's a momentary
it's
thing.
a momentary
Yes,
thing.
yes.
Yeah.
But a red flag is actually like a bad thing to overlook.
Like a character trait.
Like, have you ever been in like a relationship where
No.
you
Yes, I have. Yeah, go on. I was joking. Go on.
have you ever been in a relationship where the relationship ends and you think to yourself a couple of weeks or a couple of months after the breakup, like, if only I didn't overlook XYZ red flags?
Yeah, we could
Because
have gotten out of that
sometimes you're
easier.
so blinded by feels.
Exactly.
Sometimes you're just, you're caught in the moment.
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir right now. dude.
Here's a tough one for you. Do you think you have any red flags or green flags? I mean, I'm sure you have green flags, but tell me your red flags.
Taekwondo.
Mentally ill.
Oh, mentally ill. Okay.
I mean, we all are at some level, right?
Emotionally starved, bad relationship with parents.
Yeah, I relate to that.
Oh,
as
you
well.
emotionally starved from your relationship with
I
your
wouldn't say
parents.
those are red flags, though. That's more like
Like, it depends.
Is
like,
it a red flag if you couldn't do anything about it?
I am in therapy, so if my therapist says this, hey, but I feel like I have a tendency to have a very negative mindset,
Oh, okay.
especially like when it comes to things outside of work and sport, because those are the two things I pride in having a lot of control in
I'm
my
sorry
life.
for making fun of your sport.
No, that's so fine. Like, you're totally entitled to your opinion. You're just wrong.
Yes,
and
that's
you
fine.
answered that
I
question
agree.
like a trooper. I think in return we have to say what we think our red flags are, because you shared a lot just then.
That was
Yeah.
very open and
Yeah,
honest. So
yeah.
you go first, man.
Okay. I think I can be narcissistic. I think I can be controlling.
Oh,
Definitely very controlling.
Facts.
In a relationship as well, but I think more in person, in settings and environments at work with friends, I've noticed that I just struggle to, if people want to do something else, just let the group do something else and just detach a little bit. So I'm trying to get better at that. I think those are mine.
Yeah.
Some of mine, I have a lot. So anyone that knows me out there.
Man, I don't know. Can you think of anything for me, bro? I think I'm perfect, man. I never know. You know, so many things.
Lack
right?
of introspection.
Yeah, I'm so very humble guy. Too humble, in fact.
Yeah.
No, I think similar to you, I have a negative mindset. Sometimes in my own mind, I catastrophize or come to the worst, possible scenario. Put a lot of pressure on myself internally and on things to succeed and to go well, like in relationships and whatever. So
And this podcast.
for sure, Look, there's so many faults. And I think there's so many faults common through everything that you said. I think I have that problem too. Everywhere you said, I think that I have that problem. So
we judge ourselves very harshly.
we all judge ourselves. Exactly. Yeah. So we all have red flags.
Yeah.
And we're all gonna have them. So how can we continue to have these relationships with people? Like we should, right? Like I think as a society, we're all becoming like, fuck, oh, red flag, oh, ick, like very dismissive.
Yeah.
Like,
I
way
think
too
we
quick.
definitely are. And even the hinge concept of just flicking through people, chatting them to a bit, and then saving them as a contact that says investment banker asshole, etc.
Yeah.
Is it too late for us? Can we come back?
No, look, I think this is actually a very deep conversation I had with my ex.
Okay.
And we had a wonderful relationship and we broke up mutually, and we were talking about what it takes to make a relationship work and why we still choose to go into relationships even when things in society are so contrarian and inflated and so like
Take those
harsh
risks.
these days. Like things are quite harsh, and you choose to do it because you believe in someone so much and you believe in your ability to build with that someone that you're willing to overlook all the faults and the icks and the red flags. And that's why we keep going into these relationships, because we're humans. We love contact, affection, being with each other. So we're wired to seek these connections out. But it's just like finding one that you want to build that connection with is just a matter of, are you in a stage of your life that you're willing to overlook all of those icks and red flags? Are you willing to do something about it? Like, are those icks and red flags your perception, or are they actually the person? It takes a lot of introspection and thinking, and I think that's a lot more effort than a lot of people want to put in these days.
Yeah. Well, I agree. I think
That was a great answer.
That is a great answer. I think there are some things you shouldn't and can't overlook at the same time. So, like, everyone's going to have red flags, but if your red flag is, oh, he's a serial mass murderer, maybe I should, consider that before getting into a relationship with them. That's obviously an extreme example, but I think there needs to be some sort of balance there, right?
It's also about, like you said, if you are willing to choose that person to build with, choosing is just stage one.
Yeah.
Then there's the relationship,
Then you have
right?
to build.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, choosing is one thing, and choosing is already a very hard decision to make.
Yeah. Let's collab.
Yeah.
It's the start, not the end.
Yeah. The worst part's like when you're figuring things out and you have that conversation of, I want to grow as a person and they want to grow as a person. Do we grow together? Can we grow together? Is that something that's sustainable for the both of us right now?
Is it better for us to be together or grow separately?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or it's like my ex and I have a lot of love in my heart for him.
Yeah.
But our lives are going in such different directions that I knew that in order for both of us to be who we wanted to be, we needed to not be together. And that's a really striking and harsh reality that not a lot of people want to talk about.
It's bittersweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bittersweet and it's painful, but it's also like the pain's kind of beautiful in and of itself, because it's like, wow, I'm capable of so much feelings.
Aww. That
That's
is,
very sweet.
honestly, I think you've been one of the best guests we've ever had. That was a lot of deep introspection.
She's been going to therapy.
Thank you for sharing with
She's
us.
been going.
Shout out Catherine, best therapist ever.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Catherine.
If he's in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
She's fully booked though, sorry.
Fuck, man.
That's okay. I don't need
You've
it.
been a
I'm
busy girl.
perfect. No, I'm kidding.
You're a narcissist in this show.
Okay, should we wrap it up there?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Okay, thank you, mate. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Welcome. Well, you got 10 seconds to think. That's all right. I'm just joking. Welcome to Papa Squat Podcast. My name is Ivan.
I'm Tariq.
What is your name?
Teresa.
Teresa.
Nice to meet you, Teresa.
Nice to meet you. So today we're talking about red flags and green flags. So what does a red flag mean to you when you think of that, when you hear that word?
Biggest red flag, specifically in a guy, one of the biggest ones is if he doesn't have any guy friends.
Oh,
What does that
is
mean?
that common?
Or like they don't have a very good like social circle.
Ah, I see.
You know,
I see,
they're
I see.
not very good at like, yeah, they don't. Yeah.
So if they can't make friends of their own sex, it kind of means that they rely on girls too much, or they're just like shit people because they can't make friends.
Probably both.
Have you ever encountered that before?
Yes, I have.
Oh, wow. What was he like?
Flaky, but like very emotionally immature.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
How could he be flaky? He has no friends.
Yeah, exactly. That's yeah.
Maybe that's why he has no friends. I know
Yeah.
people who are constantly flaking on people. You You
Yeah.
lose connection with people that
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
I don't know.
What is he flaking like to go play World of Warcraft or something?
Well, I have a boyfriend now.
Okay. Yeah, fuck that guy. So, how'd you meet your boyfriend?
Oh, it's actually a really cute story.
Tell us.
It was a blind date. So a mutual friend, he went to a college
Okay.
at a university in Sydney, and he needed a ball date because his ball date dropped out last minute for the end of year ball. And we had a mutual friend who like kind of set us up and was like, "Oh, my mate needs a ball date. Would you go?" And I'd never met him before, and I was like, "Oh, like, do I have to pay?" Because he's really expensive. So I was like, "Oh, no." And then
Does he have friends?
he does, lots of friends.
Well, he got asked by
Yeah.
a friend.
He's at work actually. Yeah, and then he was like, and I was like, all right, whatever, I'll go. And then, yeah, and then we met. And then, it's a crazy story. The girl I was supposed to crash at her place like that night because it was far away from my house. She ended up disappearing without telling me. So I had
Oh.
nowhere to go, and so he took me like an hour home at 3 o'clock in the morning and walked me
Wow.
all the way to my front door.
Oh,
at
what a
4 a.m.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
Was a little something at the end of that?
What's his
walk
name?
to the
What's his
front
name?
door?
I won't say his
Oh,
last
okay,
name, but
okay.
his first name is Ryan.
Ryan, good on you. You're a gentleman.
Ryan and Teresa, man. Damn, that's
Okay.
that's a sweet story.
Can I ask, what are Ryan's
Oh, okay.
green flags? You
Oh.
described one. He's obviously very
so
sweet, very
many.
caring. Yeah, let's go through them.
He's very sincere.
Okay.
What you see is what you get. He's very honest.
Uh-huh.
Lots of friends. A good relationship with his family. Good values. He works really hard. He's very disciplined.
My God.
Everything you're not,
He's
sorry.
the whole package, really. Yeah, no, he's everything. Yeah.
Okay, so on that first date, or I guess the first time you saw him, did you notice anything? Did you notice his green flag straight up? Did you notice any red ones, or were you like, oh, straight away, I love this guy?
It was actually funny because it was like for a long time I was looking for red flags. I was like, where are they?
Surely.
Like no one's
Oh,
perfect.
you were cautious at the beginning. You were,
Very.
yeah, yep.
Because I was like, oh my gosh, because he was unlike anybody I'd met before, and so like naturally you're kind of like, oh, this is a little sus. Like, why are you so good? But yeah, and he's not perfect, but like, I think
You've got a stamp collection, don't you? Tell me.
he's like, no, the first time I met him, he was just genuine. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you just know, and he wasn't trying to show off or anything,
Right.
and he was just looking out for everybody that was there, like, and yeah, and he made me feel really comfortable because I'd never met him before.
He's a
Nice.
real sweetheart.
Do you think there's a difference between ick and a red flag?
Yes, and ick is almost like a reflex, like it's involuntary, like
Okay.
you're kind of like, "Ooh," like,
interesting, interesting.
right?
Yeah,
But
okay.
like a red flag is something that is like a pattern of behavior that
Right.
over time like becomes really
Does
unattractive.
he have any icks?
Ryan?
Yeah.
No.
Oh! Okay, but by that definition,
Well, like
are the icks because of you, or are they
That's
because
what-
of the other? Yeah, like
that's
'cause-
my thing. Is I think it's like I think it's always you because
Yes.
the ick. If I have an ick, it applies to every guy.
That's so true. Yes, yes.
You know
yes.
what I
It's
mean?
categorization.
Right.
Right.
What are some icks that you could think of, like that have icked you out?
You know when you're like at a party, or just people are dancing, and then like they're on the outside of the dance circle, and they're like
Okay.
jumping up and down, but like
Yeah.
they're not in the circle.
Can't get in.
And they
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
get in.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that is so embarrassing.
When a guy tries to chase a ping pong ball, he can't quite pick it
that
up.
one's
Or he drops
bad.
money. He
Oh,
drops
that
money,
one's
and the
really
coin's
bad.
rolling, and he's trying to
Keeps
catch
rolling
the
away.
Bad.
Or when you try to pull a push door.
Oh, I've done that though.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's an ick, man. Like when you
Man.
bowl a bowling ball and you turn away, like what do you do?
Oh,
It's a cold
that is
world out there,
true.
man.
Icks are funny because they go away. Like,
I think, especially if you're in a relationship,
Yeah, they
the
do, they
ick,
go away.
the ick should be kind of laughed at, and you should
Yeah.
tease them about it. But
yes,
yeah,
that's
yes,
the word.
they're endearing.
Mhm.
Exactly, they should be sweet.
It's cute. You learn to love it.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's an
Okay, good.
idiosyncrasy.
We're on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to English Year 12.
Can red flags, green flags, can they only be with your significant other, or can they be with, your friends, maybe your siblings, your parents? Like, are they universal or?
My dad's got the biggest dick.
I think they apply to every relationship,
Okay.
but I think like they look different for each relationship. So like a green flag in one relationship would be probably maybe different.
Yeah.
I think they like the general like the universal ones. I think apply to all relationships.
Friendship or
Friendship, family,
Yeah.
because like I mean, people think that they don't need to set boundaries with like family and
Yeah.
friends, but it applies to everything.
It's still really important, yeah.
Yeah.
So those general ones would just be stuff like if someone's like not nice or selfish or
Yeah.
like you're talking about more general personality
There
traits.
could be some red flags. Let's say like, your boyfriend follows thousands of Instagram models and comments hot, but like if your brother does that, it's like,
Yeah.
It's not really a red flag.
Yeah. No, see, that's the thing. Ryan deleted Instagram. He's not on Instagram.
Oh, he's not on
Or
social
TikTok.
media at all.
He's on like Facebook, but
Okay.
he's not on
Green flag?
massive green flag.
this
Girls always say that. Girls always
Yeah,
say
it
that.
is.
What is it about like guys being on social media? Is it like
Or
the
if they
fact
have,
that
like 2 followers.
yeah, but like girls like that apparently
No,
if
it's
they
true.
have
No,
like
it
10
is.
followers.
Because it means that they're only like, I mean, this is my thing. Like they're only looking at you, or like,
Right,
because
right.
they're not on social media. They're not seeing other people. It's sometimes it's annoying 'cause they're out of the loop a little, but like, I don't know. It's like almost like they don't care about what people think
Yeah, I
about
get
them.
it. I get it. I
They
get
don't
it.
You just
care.
can't talk about memes together.
His meme portfolio is only
It's-
coming
it's
from
alright,
you.
it's
It's
subpar,
tailored. It's
yeah.
tailored to your
Yeah,
humor.
then it's-
His meme portfolio is literally like a printout in a folder, like manila envelopes. January 15th.
Since you don't have Instagram. All right, last question. Can you give me or
2-minute
give
podcast.
us your worst red flag, like the absolute worst one you can think of, like if you were to meet a guy, it would just repulse you, and also the best one, like just the best green flag you could ask for, and we'll make it more relationship based. Like,
Okay. This is really hard. The absolute worst, I think, someone who, I think selfish is probably like really general, but I think like someone
Self-centered.
who's very self-centered, like talks about themselves all the time,
Mm.
only thinks about themselves. I think that's like the biggest one for me. And you
Yeah.
catch that so quick.
You do, you
People
do.
who are really narcissistic,
Yeah,
very like
horrible trait.
self-absorbed, like they're
yeah.
stay away from them.
Teresa's been talking nothing about her boyfriend today. So she's obviously not.
I'm obsessed with him.
Green flag.
Green flag. Well, yeah, biggest green flag. Biggest. Oh, this is really hard. But I think sincere would have to be.
Sincerity.
Yeah, sincerity.
When you can tell someone's being authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say what you mean and mean what you say, and just be honest. I think that's like, and this is really cliche and really overrated, but like someone who's kind, who they like, yeah, they don't care what other people are thinking of them. They're just thinking of other people.
Kind is overrated.
Kindness is so. Nice guys are so overrated. Underrated.
Underrated, bro.
Underrated.
Yeah, come on, man.
That was a lovely interview.
Appreciate it.
My hands are clammy because
That's
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm
That's
nervous.
okay.